Well, hi there everyone, this is Baryonyx5 and welcome back to Planet19, where I am stood up on top of my roof on a rather precarious position, really just on this here beam, which I'm about to fall off, so I'm going to go down here. Last episode we made this. This is our igneous extruder pulverizer and induction smelter, which is still working away merrily. In fact, it's nearly got through all the tin ore, which is good. We have made up a load of stuff. We've got 11 rich slags, and I have spent some time getting stuffs like clay, which is probably in here, is it? Yep, you can see 64 bricks. So that's what we were doing last time. What are we going to do this time? Well, you might have noticed that I'm a bit lacking once again in the armour department, which is bad. It's making me a bit vulnerable. So to that end, I have been cooking up some more steel, using the same method I used before. Iron for charcoal in an induction smelter makes steel. That's why I wanted 2 induction smelters. Now there's one other thing which I want to get going at the start of this episode before I tell you what we are doing. And that is to come over here to the sheeps. The sheeps are still here, they are still being shorn as far as I know. Yep, they are. And that energy cell is still nearly full. I have never recharged it yet, so this is just really efficient. And I've got 64 black wool. That is what I need. So why am I making up armour and all of this sort of stuff? Well, I went over into the Mistcraft dimension where my quarry is a bit earlier, and I was immediately pounced upon by a ghast. Now this is really rather bad because obviously I have no armour and it very nearly blew up my linking book, which is proper bad. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this black wool into this pulverizer. It's going to pulverize up into string, and hopefully every so often, hopefully it's a pretty low chance, but it does pulverize quite quickly, it should produce a ink sac because it is black wool. In the meantime, I'm going to grab these steel ingots and take them to one of my now very buried crafting benches. You can use steel just like you can use iron to make armour. And it makes armour actually of exactly the same strength as iron. The only difference between the two is that steel has a longer durability. I guess that can go in there. So it has like twice the durability of the iron. If you look at the bottom left, it's 401. Steel would be 200 and something. So that's me armoured up again and ready to fight off the ghast. You can see it's actually just a slightly different colour as well. I quite like the colouring on all that. Very nice. Right, let's hop back to the pulverizer, which you can only get to from here. Or maybe there, and you can see we have got 1 whole ink sac out of 32 pieces of black wool. So the return is what we might call not very good. Let's also just ditch this into here whilst we are there. What's cooking up in here? Rubber wood, so we are making charcoal and trying to get through all this pulverized iron and stuff, which was left in the pulverizer. Now we need 2 pieces of ink. Did I pick up a previous piece of ink or did I just leave it in there? I just left it in there, didn't I? So this is really bad, but I think I do have another ink downstairs. Let's go down and have a quick look. Is there... I thought there was one in the crafting table, but I was clearly very wrong. Okay, so we need 2 ink sacs to make up 1 piece of ink. And if it doesn't, I shall be extremely annoyed. It is a 5% chance, I think, which means out of a stack you would expect to get 3 pieces if you had average luck. And it looks like I'm not going to have average luck. Oh, that is a case of the only just. Now the reason I want to make up another one of these, get my ink vial, use it to make a linking page. I'm of course out of ink because it is hard to come by, and I can use that with a piece of leather to make a linking book. The reason that I want to do that is because I don't have one, and I'm really worried about the ghast blowing out my only linking book and my only way home. It's very nearly happened last time I was there. So, bow at the ready, axe at the ready, let's get those next to each other, and let's go see if we can take out this ghast. Right, you can see exactly what happened by this big hole. Now, where is it? Let me guess that it has despawned. Because it was... there is actually a creeper. There are actually mobs spawning here. I cannot tell you the last time I've seen mobs spawning in this dimension. Other than those guys, of course. Okay, so the ghast is not here, but if it does come back, we shall be prepared. I've been suffering quite badly from the old ghasts lately, and you can see that this is getting reasonably full again. Yellowite ore is very good, as is uranium. And a ton of coal. There is one single piece of obsidian. I might well nick that back. So, okay, that was a bit of an anticlimax. But at least it all goes to show that this does work. I might just as well refill in this here gap. And head on back through. And that linking book is no longer there again. It was sat right there last time I came through, because I came through using it. So has a ghast, actually a final ghast fireball, destroyed it? Exactly as I came through last time. I'm getting very nervous about even coming into this age anymore. And therefore what I think I shall do is set this up with coal rather than charcoal. It's a bit more expensive, and I did want the coal for a future super secret project. Oh! Okay, my lever's gone. Things are randomly disappearing, and it is concerning me. Because I don't think over here was hit by a ghast fireball, was it? Hang on, it must have been, because all of that's missing. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Right, well, I can't do much if all of that's missing. So there's going to have to be some severe sorting out done next time I'm through here. Final check, sun is up, although the sky is black. But no ghasts. Right, it is time to get out of here, I think. Okay, I now have 2 linking books. I'm not going mad, I did not have that second linking book on me. So something is getting a bit messed up in this world, and I don't... Okay, it's disappeared. And now it's turned into that. Server issues are great fun. Okay, I now do have 2 again. But they're not much fun if they mean that you might end up stuck in an alternate dimension for all time. So I'm going to have to do some repair work over there off camera. Right, let's just pop that in there. We have lots of things like bricks on us. And let us also grab a few oak woods and go to bed. Right, there we are. It is morning. Now, one other thing which we did do yesterday was to get a load of these here bricks, which we can then make up into brick blocks. The reason that we wanted those, of course, is because we can just go like this, this and that, and we can get a load of paved stone bricks, 2 stacks of them. Which should be plenty, because I am going to want to move all of this stuff out the way, basically. This will all be gone. And it is all going to be replaced with this flooring, and when it has been, all of my machines are going to be moved into here. So let's just get this bit of flooring in and check that it looks good. And I think that it does. I think it looks very industrial, actually, which is what we want for this room. Now, what is probably going to happen is we obviously have several walls. I would like some of them to be glass. Obviously, the back ones won't be. So this back wall could probably be my sorting system, in which case we will probably be coming out to there with it to be able to fit things behind here. I think that works. It may need to come out one further forward so we have a huge area with space to go behind it. This is the fun on working in odd shapes. So that would be nice. That will leave this sort of area as the area where yes, along there. So behind here is where my machines shall go. The ones which I commonly use. I will also set up some automatic machines. I could also do a back, maybe do that back wall. Yes, I have an idea. I think I'm going to put all of my jabber barrels on that there wall. That will be my project probably for next time, however. Okay, so I'm not going to do that this time though. What I want to do is head out this way and around the back of this. The side of my tower past this big gaping hole which needs filling in quite desperately. And over the top here. So over the top here, if you remember, is the village. It is just there. However, we have a bit of a problem other than falling down cliffs. Let's get over to the village. Now the problem is our villager. Our villager has apparently gone on holiday because he has completely and utterly disappeared. We have no villagers anymore, at all. And that means we no longer have a village. Now we do have a way to sort this problem out. However, I want to make this village quite big. I want to expand this village to a decent size. Which means that I am going to build this village up. Now I am going to do this off camera, but what I'm basically looking to do is to build up Just trying to see how these will fit a decent sized village, and I'm going to be using stone bricks and these white bricks, sort of in a similar style to my factory over there, to create a modern looking village. So that is what is going to happen over here. Okay, I've decided to finish off this episode just by finishing off a few things around here, and the things which I want to finish off are the roof up here. It is nice, but that should be absolutely fine. I'm not expecting any attacks from anything, because there's not really a lot can get up here. There are actually a few mobs about, which is unusual. I've not been seeing many mobs about. Right, so I just have to fill in these gaps. I'm going to fill it in exactly the same way as this was filled in. So I just need to grab my chisel out of my incredibly messy inventory. Pop in some glass, and what I want is the thin grid glass. That's what is going on these sides. Now I have fallen through this gap more times than I'd like to tell you, so I shall be very glad to get this in. I don't know if I've shown you me building any of this, but this stuff is basically exactly the same as normal glass, in as much as if you put it in the wrong place, it will disappear. So I'm not going to do that. When you break it, obviously, you can't break it and get it back. And now I get the chance to show you. There you go, just like normal glass, just done with chisel. There are a few different glass types you can get here which won't actually do that, which is obviously awesome. Thin grid glass, combine those two. Oh, that's borderless, is it? But you don't get all these awesome designs with them. So there we go, that's that bit done. I always feel worried walking over these bits that I've left open. It's like walking across that bit in the Spinnaker in Portsmouth, isn't it? The Spinnaker. Right, which one is this? This, I believe, is this modern iron fence. Let me just put it down just to check. It is. It makes a pretty decent modern iron fence, actually. I might be able to use that somewhere. So yes, originally I was going to make this be the second level of this tower. I've decided not to have two levels here. I'm running out of glass, aren't I? I've got two levels on that side of the tower. That tower over there, which will, I'm short by one piece of glass. One piece of glass. No, I have more glass. I was about to cry. And there we go, it is in, and this ceiling is finally officially done. And I'm very happy. So that will be it for this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. Do like and subscribe if you did. And most importantly, I do hope to see you once again next time. Thank you and goodbye.